Hola, 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 lovely brides and wonderful friends who are gathered here from near Barcelona to join us for a new and exciting edition of Simply Electric. We now have it, the brand new Cupra Formentor VZ e-hybrid, and we want to give you the first driving impressions on a first drive relatively exclusively right here around Barcelona, straight to your home. Yes, the Cupra Formentor is a plug-in hybrid, an electric version built for efficiency. From the house of Cupra, we have already introduced you to the brand new Cupra Tavasacan. I'll put the link in the video description for you, but there are some of you who say, well, I'm not ready yet. I don't want to drive fully electric yet. And Cupra said, okay, we have an answer with our top model, the brand new Formentor VZ e-hybrid, where you can drive up to 100 kilometers purely electric. And that's a great thing where you can then drive 90% of your daily routine electrically. And when it's finally time for the big trip and it offers plenty of space for that, you can either drive hybrid or just with the combustion engine. I would say, let's not waste any time. We're kicking off with the new Cupra Formentor VZ hybrid. And as always, we start from the outside, start from the front. Let's take a really close look at the brand new and impressive front of the Cupra Formentor. There, Cupra has come up with another rebellious design, as they say, with such a shark nose, but also in the spotlight here, copper colors, very, very beautiful, the Cupra logo, because you naturally like to show that you're driving a Cupra and specifically a Formentor. Yes, this time a plug-in hybrid, but with a high electric range and with the new design structure where these 3D dimensional tiles also provide the signature for the daytime running lights and optionally also matrix LED headlights, which means you can light your path with the best light possible, ensuring your safety during every journey, providing peace of mind. Yes, as a VZE hybrid, it starts at around 52,000 euros, should actually be orderable now and then hopefully available for delivery soon in the fall. Here, very, very beautiful in a 19-inch rim in the typical Cupra design, satin matte with such a delicate shine, and then again the copper-colored elements in 245/40 R19. Here with the optional high-performance Brembo brake system, you get the Cupra Formentor in various versions as a pure combustion engine, and also in two plug-in hybrid versions. VZ is the strongest variant where we have 200 kilowatt and 72 HP system output. Cupra offers 8 new colors for you. Here also a very sporty model that brings innovative features and a fresh design that really stands out. Very nice color, really kind of in a green, gray, bronze matte tone. I like it a lot, and it definitely gives Cupra the opportunity to showcase their car here in the best possible way, especially near Barcelona, where they can attract a large crowd eager to see it. The rear section is also a new feature, and particularly the new LED taillight signature with the prominently illuminated red Cupra logo, making the car stand out more. This is definitely an absolute highlight. When you drive the new Cupra, you'll certainly attract some attention because, of course, driving a Cupra makes a certain statement. So here, copper-colored, very nice Cupra. And if Stefan drives down a bit, you can also see the remarkable performance capabilities of this car, which are expressed through a beautiful rear diffuser and the visually impressive suggested double square exhaust pipes, highlighting its aggressive engineering. Well, actually, you usually drive this vehicle electrically daily, right, Stefan?
You should definitely do that, yeah.
On board is a new battery system with 19.7 kilowatt hours net, 25 kilowatt hours gross, which enables the Formentor to drive 70 to 100 kilometers, so out of town and in the city, also fully electrically, giving drivers a seamless and efficient experience. And that's enough for many in the daily segment, and there's also a new feature. Finally, you can charge it with 3-phase AC, charging at 11 kilos, but I don't want to jump ahead, let's get specific. The Cross utility vehicle is 4.45 meters long, 1.53 meters high. As you can see, I am 1.85 meters tall for comparison. 1.83 meters wide plus mirrors. It should just about fit in the left lane up to 2.10 meters in the construction area, given regulations and allowances for widths. 2.67 meters is the wheelbase here, where Cupra has also given the Formentor a new chassis, new dynamics. Has also given optionally with a 4D drive, where you even have a drift mode, where you can accelerate and decelerate individual wheels individually, and where Cupra has invested a lot of brainpower in the technology of the new Cupra Formentor. Yes, a plug-in hybrid means we have an internal combustion engine here paired with an electric motor. An Otto engine, more on that shortly, between it an electric motor, and then the DSG 6-speed transmission where you can shift through 6 gears according to the driving situation, either automatically or of course manually, right up to the Cupra racing mode, pushing the car to its performance limit, feeling the ultimate thrill on every turn. This time we're not looking under the hood to see if the Cupra Formentor has a frunk. It obviously doesn't, because under the hood there's a 1.5 litre Otto engine, 130 kilowatt, 177 HP, 4-cylinder, turbocharged. It contributes 250 Newton meters of torque and adds to the total power of 200 kilowatt, 272 horsepower, making the engine powerful. It is widely claimed to be able to accelerate from 0 to 100 in 7.2 seconds and reach a totally impressive top speed of 229 km/h. Name its maximum. Here I would have wished for range hoods. You know, to be honest, I'm not really a big fan of this particular stick. And otherwise, there's still absolutely no room for Frank here because the Otto engine radiates a lot of heat. Nicely insulated. Now let's see how a Spanish hood sounds, shall we?
3, 2, 1.
Right. To reach the 200 kilowatt, 272 horsepower system output, it has, by the way, 400 Newton meters of torque in the system. You naturally need the electric motor. It sits essentially here between the motor and the transmission and has 85 kilovolt, 116 horsepower at maximum power. Yes, it can be charged up here at the front with Type 2, meaning AC power, now 3-phase 11 kilovolt. They've noticed your critiques on our channel and of course said that in electromobility, a plug-in hybrid must also be able to charge quickly. If we now transfer this to 25.8 kilowatt hours gross, 19.7 kilowatt hours net battery pack, 400 volt technology, then we can manage to go from empty to full in 2.5 hours, and that's basically just a shopping trip, right?
That's okay, yes.
And even the street parkers can, I believe, charge relatively quickly there. Yes, when you're traveling, you shouldn't go without electricity because Cupra has equipped it with a DC connection providing 50 kilowatts of direct current charging. This means you can, on the go, I'd say about half an hour. Yeah, exactly. Again, charging the battery from empty to fully charged. And that's really practical. Let's take an example. You're on a long trip, having a nice lunch break or an afternoon coffee. Then you have the option to bridge the time and let your car charge meanwhile. So we have 200 kilowatts from the electric motor and the petrol engine combined, which then shifts through a 6-speed DSG dual clutch gearbox to deliver the performance. By the way, the factory spec is 220 km/h. It shows on the speedometer. 229 km/h even shows 1.7 tons is the curb weight, and back here on the right you also have the tank, which for the combustion engines is rated at 50 liters, and here for the plug-in hybrid at 40 liters. Much more interesting than the tank, I think, is the trunk volume. The normal Formentor offers up to 450 liters of storage space, but as a plug-in hybrid, probably because the battery pack is integrated into the underbody here, we have the disadvantage that we only have 345 liters of trunk space, which means about 100 liters less. However, we still have the option to use the pass-through right here. That might be interesting for some of you if you need to transport a long item from the hardware store, or if you're going on a ski trip and want to bring your skis along. You can fold the back seat down, 60% on the passenger side, and then the remaining 40% on the driver's side. And naturally, be sure to top up the 345 liters properly, once again, ensuring accuracy. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any information. I'd estimate there's easily around a good 1,200 liters of trunk space that can potentially be generated. And a small freezer combo definitely fits in there, right, Stefan? What do you think?
Definitely, exactly.
So, the Cupra Formentor provides a satisfactory amount of ample space for you. What opens electrically, closes electrically. That's how it should be. And for those who find the trunk space, or even with the seats folded down, insufficient, there's the option to attach a roof rack to the beautiful roof rails, providing the possibility to use up to 75 kilograms of support load, roof load. Alternatively, for fans of refined trailer sports, there's a hitch where it's halted. can tow up to 1.7 tons at a 12% incline, even though you have a tongue weight of 80 kilos, which should actually provide enough space at least for 2 heavy e-bikes. That means you can quite likely pursue all of your favorite hobbies with the brand new Cupra Formentor. Outside, we've shown you everything. Let's go inside. We want to see how the interior has evolved. We have single glazing here, but that doesn't have to be a disadvantage. There's double pane glass and 2 sheets with film. We'll measure cabin noise in the driving report with you in just a moment. Yes, Cupra also focused on the quality of the interior. That was also one of the particularly significant points you kept pointing out in the comments. Please write your opinion in the comments, because I know that the colleagues from Cupra are reading them. And because I also know that the colleagues at Cupra always apply this to the new model launches. Yes, up here it's soft foam padded. A beautiful grain I think is great. Here, a high quality plastic line with anthracite metallic, plastic frame, a bit glossy painted. Is everything okay? Nice ambient lighting, which also has adaptive functions like an integrated blind spot warning. Here, some faux leather, also a type of faux leather here. Then again, in color, contrast with the copper colored stitching. That all looks fancy. Window controls, mirror operation, but down here and on the side, Cupra, it's still hard plastic, although it looks quite high quality. You have to differentiate that again. There's this plastic, like Stefan always says, we know from the delivery van. And then, like here with Cupra, there's also good hard plastic. But here, something's missing, Stefan, like a carpet or rubber mat, because it rustles, rattles, for example, when you put a key or similar, puts things inside. Stefan, I'd say you come in now. I turned on the air conditioner. We have a mild 27 degrees in the shade here, so let's show you the interior. Welcome to the interior of the incredibly innovative new Cupra Formentor. Cupra has truly made some significant and impressive visual improvements here, in my personal opinion. For one, we unfortunately don't have a head-up display here, but we do have a nice large driver display that we can use for various functions in the support of driving assistance as well as in navigation. Keys, very, very strong. You start the engine here. Don't be surprised, with the hybrid, it always starts electrically. That means you'd need to shift to the hybrid versions or the more performance stages for optimal results. You can always do that quickly using the Cupra button right here whenever you need maximum performance and enhanced speed. Nicely flattened down here, and everything is really, really well crafted. Aluminum pedals, aluminum footrest. That's racing feeling here also in the Cupra Formentor. And I have to say, many recycled materials are used here as well, but at a, in my opinion, decent level. Yes, the highlight here is the 12.9-inch infotainment display, once again with completely new functions for the infotainment system. That actually goes really quite smoothly, very quickly, just like we are very familiar with from our favorite and beloved American car manufacturer. And it has reached a very, very good level, still with auxiliary support here, whether there are traffic jams, exits up, etc. PP, yeah, the highlight here is that the bottom part is finally lit up. That was also a point of criticism, constructively given to you from the comments. Cupra took note of that and implemented it here. This means that many VW Group models now feature lighting. We also always have this static layer down here then, where we can quickly access the climate control functions. That's especially useful in the summer, especially here in Spain, in southern countries, to help to get great support. Yes, I will demonstrate Apple CarPlay in the car later as well, spanning the entire display, which truly makes it fantastic and impressive too. We have an inductive charging surface here, which is supposed to be a bit ventilated as well, because with inductive charging, it often happens that temperatures arise. 2 USB-C ports on the left and right, 2 storage compartments, also a nice compartment here, where you can neatly place the key, a small change compartment, where we can also quickly turn off ESP for everyone. Colleagues of the fine art of drifting, I believe there's also a corresponding program for that at VZ, but I don't know if it's hiding behind a package. Yes, selector, this little knob right here. Auto hold function, brake, locking, 2 holders, 1 deeper, larger, 1 smaller, flatter. Why they're not the same size, only Cobra knows. Comfortable center armrest, which is also adjustable here, includes a 12-volt socket and a compartment where you can, for example, store items out of sight. I'd say it's nice. And what's really nice is, especially when it starts heading towards summer, when you're driving to work in the morning and the freshness want to enjoy the Spanish air or the great sun or the great sun, then I'll quickly close it again. It burns quite fiercely. Then optionally, you also have a beautiful panoramic sliding glass roof, which is very, very nice and extends far back so that the rear passengers can enjoy the starry night sky of Barcelona if you want to, right? That almost sounds like a commercial. Hey, check out these incredibly awesome racing seats here in the VZ version. They indeed come in two different fantastic versions, offering great comfort and style. Like we have it here with this fabric option with a dynamic element adding a touch of elegance. Cupra lovingly calls it Alcantara. By the way, the Spaniard calls Alcantara Alcantara. So I always wonder why some of you criticize that in the comments and say that I can't Alcantara or Alcantara. Well, that's honestly still a bit of a puzzle to me. Let's stick with the seat here. Nice lumbar support, nice thigh support, shoulder corner for the seat belts if needed, also a pass-through and an integrated headrest. And up here for the ladies and gentlemen with well-maintained kids sports, there's also the child ISOFIX mount when the little one wants to perform. Should be taken on the passenger seat. Yes, last but not least, here a nice glove compartment, but again, I miss a bit of carpet or felt. Sorry, Cupra. Well, I think they might be saving at the wrong end here. And that seems just a bit, how do you always phrase it so nicely?
Yeah, basic plastic materials, call it what you want. Yeah.
Just go ahead and put a Dynamica on there. Or maybe an Alcantara. It just looks so stylish. And here, the door entry is really hardcore plastic, up to the seatbelt buckle, which might rattle surprisingly often. So I have to say, by the next model update at the latest, there is still a chance to improve a little bit more here for a better experience. And while we're on the topic of Dynamica, an Alcantara roof lining as an option would have been really cool. I somehow overlooked it in the price list as well, but it's probably also a bit due to the price range and size of the vehicle, right, Stefan? Yes.
I think so too. I mean, sure.
Far again, huh?
Yeah, that's due to a bit of a tumor.
But there is the, in the front we have plenty of space. And now let's see in the back how I fit with my 1.85 meters and 99.9 kilos. It slides in beautifully. And back here, I also have enough space, both in terms of headroom with my 1.85 meters and legroom, as long as the seat is adjusted to the B-pillar. But then the space in the front is slightly limited if you are a tall guy like me, sitting all the way back with the racing seat, which is also nicely done in a matte carbon structure. I'm not even sure if it's real carbon. Feel free to comment if you know that. Back here, the air is a bit thinner. We have a center armrest. Orient ourselves sideways here. Otherwise, our elbow ends up in the cup holder. I would have loved for the cup holder to connect here and for there to be a nice center armrest. Yes, we have ISOFIX seats for children on both driver and passenger seats, 3 in total. We have a 3-zone climate control back here, which we can also adjust the temperature for using a small display. 2 USB-C ports, and here are some air vents. Yeah, and in the last video I said I'd also like air vents in the B pillar. Indeed, for heaven's sake, how can they demand such a thing? Well, quite simply, in order to have significantly better ventilation circulation here, I understand it may not be standard in every vehicle class, but I can at least mention it constructively for you to thoughtfully consider whether it's not a really cool and useful gimmick to have in your vehicle. What I'm missing here are a few pockets, some storage options, especially if you're traveling with kids, so you can put in a small notebook or a tablet or even your phone. But otherwise, it's all about the racing here, and I have to say it really turned out well. And also the view outside, Stefan, here at the olive tree, that's really nice. Outside we showed you all, inside we showed everything. Let's hop on into the other Cupra Formentor and start the exciting and thoroughly detailed driving review. We kicked things off in high gear with the brand new Cupra Formentor as the VZE plug-in hybrid vehicle. That will also come later with a slightly lower performance e-hybrid variant, where you then have 150 kilo of 204 PS system power, but probably also a somewhat more affordable starting price.
I hope so too.
And not everyone needs maximum power here. Yeah, we're cruising nicely in electric mode. That means when you begin the process of starting up the Cupra, you will always, without exception, automatically be switched over to the electric driving mode. That's obviously a great story where you have the opportunity to drive up to 70 kilometers or even 100 kilometers purely electrically in the city, which is particularly beneficial for those looking to reduce their carbon footprint and save on fuel costs. Speaking of the city, let's try parking a Cupra Formentor here in front to better experience how it truly feels in various situations and conditions. You've got an 11 meters turning circle here, quite decent for the city. Yes?
That's good.
And here in our test vehicle, you also have a 360-degree camera system with corresponding guidelines. I really, really like that. You even have the option to lower the passenger side mirror so you won't end up accidentally scratching your nice, shiny new black Cupra rim on the curb while parking. In addition, there's the parking assistant, which also manages parking maneuvers automatically. I'm not a fan of that. I'm too impatient. It all takes too long for me.
Yes.
That's just how it is. With a 360-degree camera system, you naturally also have a front camera with guidelines to help you navigate in case you can't see well enough. That was fun, but I like it, these guiding lines. You always know where to go.
Right? We show the way.
Here we have a pleasant, bumpy Spanish little road where you can really feel that the fantastic Cupra Formentor VZ e-hybrid is exceptionally well cushioned for comfort and luxury. He's handling all the bumps and dips really quite smoothly and steadily here. Well, I have to say, I'm impressed. Yes, here in Spain, you always blend into traffic seamlessly, and it's fascinating to see how effortlessly everyone adapts to this. That is, of course, always very, very important. We want to measure the interior noise with you at 50 km/h. 62, 63 decibels, that's certainly quite a decent value. I think you can definitely live with that here. Purely electric, we're going to accelerate to 70 km/h. 65, 67 decibels, that's also a great value. And we accelerate to 100 km/h. 69, 71 decibels, that's also a nice quiet level where it's really enjoyable, Stefan, to drive purely electrically, right? Or am I mistaken?
Absolutely, that's fun, that works.
And right here on the highway, you will undoubtedly receive the absolute finest and highest maximum support from the Cupra Formentor. On one hand, we're driving 101 km/h purely electric. Here, 120 is allowed. I turned on the adaptive cruise control today with the travel assist, which is very convenient. And that's a brilliant system, which we already know from the VW group with the ID models and the Skoda Enyaq, where it keeps the center of the lane with a steering assistant, where it features a lane keeping assistant, where it monitors everything with cameras accordingly, and where it also behaves predictively. That means if there's a reduction in speed limit, he will adjust to the sign. If the sign goes away, he returns to his previous speed, always maintaining safe driving conditions. So this is incredibly brilliant, maximum semi-autonomous assistance, in my personal opinion. Yes, we accelerate electrically, and you see how quickly that goes. Set it to 120 km/h. Trust me, even the 85 kilowatt, 116 horsepower here with the 1.7 tons, I think it was.
Yes.
Curb weight of the Cupra Formentor VZ hybrid creators game. So it's really quite enjoyable and fun to cruise around here purely electrically, providing a smooth and quiet driving experience. So now someone basically cuts us off, then the brake assist kicks in immediately, recognizes that someone essentially forced us here, we've started a braking maneuver, and warns you, essentially initiating the braking process. So it's truly quite a remarkable story that you can actually share with everyone, don't you think? Is suitably supported. The only thing that I might miss here, although it's not even a standard for this class, would be perhaps an optional lane change assistant, right?
But do they really expect that in here now?
Well, but a Kia EV6 or Hyundai Ioniq 5, which are similarly priced, offer that too, right? Honestly, you have to admit that fact. Let's talk in detail about the travel comfort here in the Cupra Formentor, Stefan. What do you say? What does your bottom say, Meta?
I truly enjoy the racing seats. I absolutely love them. I find the side entry somewhat challenging. You just slide in over the high edge, which you have here on the side. Once you adjust to it, it's fine. You sit comfortably, I think. It has good side support, good thigh support because of that. Yeah, it's fun.
I really find them super comfortable. I think these are also the same ones in the Cupra Born VZ, check out the video where you can also see on long journeys, I find you sit firm but comfortably. Absolutely. And of course has maximum support. You also get that from the suspension because I think it has this spread on one side embodying the Cupra genes, the sporty, rebellious, dynamic, and then also for those short to deliver hard hits, as you know from sporty suspensions, but also on long journeys, such a refined, tight, comfortable travel experience. Yes, that's right. And especially if you film outside for a bit and we stay within the lane, now we need to adjust the speed a bit. Just move it around a bit. You'll notice we hardly have any roll or lean, showing that Cupra can build really good suspensions, always placing us in a position of control and stability, allowing for a smooth and enjoyable ride consistently. Move the car as safely as you can possibly manage in any driving situation. So the Sennheiser sound system is indeed another excellent option, right?
You should, I think, definitely take it along because the sound is convincing.
Yes, and I think it's around 600 euros, with all due respect for every euro, but I think that's still relatively and reasonably affordable, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Where the Cupra really excels brilliantly is during dynamic cornering. We need to simulate this a bit like a Barcelonian, suburban Barcelona roundabout, kind of how you'd see it, right?
Yes, we've really dug in our heels here on the asphalt.
Here, he's got good grip, right?
But really,
and absolutely nothing squeaks here, nothing squawks here, even when you drive through the roundabout at 50. So the load transfer into the corner is done properly. That helps again. You can feel this firm yet comfortable suspension, and we are still in electric mode. So we are not yet in racing mode, where we then demand the maximum power of 200 kilowatts, 272 HP. So I really have to tell you, make sure to drive smoothly, just like we do with our electric cars, and with care and attention. And that's why I think the transition for those who say, I don't want to. Driving electric with a V Mentor is kind of cool, right?
yeah, but it's also really fun, right?
You generally drive it in urban environments, and that's where the impressive 11.40 meter turning circle, I find, becomes very noticeable, since with a cross-utility vehicle like this, you naturally want to park nicely and smoothly in the city. And you see, you can also drive smoothly around Stefan. It vibrates here in the steering wheel. Somehow he doesn't like that, the motor. So the assist systems, they work for him.
Yeah, as long as I get dizzy.
We switched it over to racing mode, and then it naturally takes the 200 kilov, that is the combustion engine working together with the electric motor, effortlessly, seamlessly. Naturally, we made sure to warm him up quite properly beforehand because we always handle the subjects very gently, especially in our facility here. But that's some power, right?
Yeah, it's fun.
And above all, it sounds good too. You also have the option to switch it to manual mode here using the paddle shifters. I will simply proceed to do that here, where it also shifts the DSG gearbox efficiently and swiftly. And right here around beautiful Barcelona with its unique oval roundabouts, you can truly cut loose and take it easy and just enjoy yourself in the moment. Get it checked out well. And I have to say, it's really fun with the sound, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he does enjoy it.
Take it, babe.
That kind of reminds me a bit of our good old combustion engine days, wouldn't you say? Yeah.
Already.
And that brings joy to take a car like this, especially in S mode, and let it fly, experiencing speed and control, feeling the thrill of the acceleration. And here too with the combustion engine, the 1.5 TSI, it responds nicely and smoothly to the throttle. It's really fun to shift gears here. It also has reasonably short shift times. When you downshift a bit, it starts to burble and goes like bop, 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 bop. Not sure if you can hear that over the camera. This is really built for dynamic, high-performance drivers.
Yeah, sure.
And good thing we have racing seats, yeah.
Otherwise, we wouldn't fly here, I think.
And with that, let's proceed to the conclusion of our review. Here we have the Cupra Formentor VZ e-hybrid, and I firmly believe that we genuinely have a car here that can truly bring incredible joy to those who drive it. Yes, 7.2 seconds to 100, 220 at the peak, and a purely electric range. An all-electric range of up to 100 kilometers. I think that's a good compromise, where you can do daily trips fully electric, and then, for longer journeys, switch to the engine. This provides the support and flexibility needed to travel any distance with ease and comfort. Yeah, he definitely has real racing genes, I think, too. So I believe with his suspension, he also brings a lot of joy. Maybe even take it for a spin on a much smaller racetrack, don't you think, all right?
Yeah, that sounds absolutely thrilling, so you can definitely count me in.
And I believe that with a good 52,000 euros, it certainly has a decent entry price, but you also get a whole lot of car with plenty of premium features, of course.
Yeah, and you get a modern, sophisticated and fresh design, and that truly makes quite a significant difference.
What's crucial, I think, is not the gross list price and the list of extras, which surely exists for Cupra as well. But in the end, it's about what's the interesting leasing or refinancing offer that Cupra can provide for the Formentor, because a lot of it might also bridge towards fully electric vehicles, you know? Yeah, right, that maybe with a Formentor you have 2, 3, 4 years of joy, gather experience with electromobility, and then to the electric Tavasacan or Born to then help shape the future out purely electrically, wouldn't you agree?
For those who aren't quite ready to fully dive into electric mobility, we always say, try it first with a hybrid vehicle.
So feel free to visit your local Cupra dealer, take the new Formentor for a thorough test drive, which should be possible soon, and get your own impression of this incredible car, which I think truly really good compromise between the electric vehicle world and the combustion engine world. And I think once you've driven electric, you won't want to go back anytime soon. Hello, 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 brides and dear friends. And with that, we finally reached the end of the Cupra Formentor for today. Yeah, I hope you liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Feel free, as I said, to visit the Cupra dealer. Write in the comments your impressions of the video, what you like, what you don't like, because the colleagues from Cupra will certainly read this and then implement it in the vehicles. Yes, please check again. If you are simply an electric community, we would be delighted if you support us with a subscription. Then you won't miss the videos with the Cupra Leon VZ Hybrid as a sedan and as a tourer and all other electric videos here on the channel. Thank you for watching, stay healthy, and see you soon. Your Ollie and Stefan. This is really like a little shark nose, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks pretty neat.
When he suddenly shows up in the rearview mirror, you pull over to the right, right?
Ja.
Especially indeed with the logo on top.
Oh yeah, nice.